We continue our review with Chapter 8. Use a formula for compounding future value using compound interest to determine the value of an account at the end of 6 years. So time is 6 years. If a principal amount P is $10,000, it is deposited in an account at an annual interest rate of 5%. Annual rate is R. 5% in decimal form is 0.5. And the interest is compounded quarterly. Quarterly means 4 times a year. We want to use compound interest formula. Future value amount is principal times 1 plus R over M raised to the power MT, where T is in years. So our principal is 10,000 times 1 plus R 0.05 divided by 4 for compounding 4 times a year, quarterly compounding, times 4 times T. T is 6. So if we have 4 here in the denominator, then we have 4 here as a factor in exponent. So we have 10,000 multiplied by, so we need a calculator here, times 10125 raised to the power 4 times 6, 24. So be careful here. This time 500 over 4 is an exact number, 0.125. So 0.0125. Sometimes, especially when we have 3 in denominator, it is not an exact number. We have to round it. It is better when you take as many digits as possible by rounding of intermediate answer. So then we take a calculator and get approximate value 1,347.51 dollars, the future value on the account. The next problem is similar, so in the review there are more problems that we actually need. Again, compound interest, the value of the account in 9 years, principal amount is 4,000, we multiplied by 1 plus interest rate 6%, 0.6, compounded monthly, then divided by 12, and raised to the power 12 times the number of years, times 9. So if you have 12 here, then 12 here as well. So let us come to the next example. Unpaid balance method. We want to find the current month finance charge. So the current month finance charge will appear on the bill for the next month. So last month balance is 645. So to find the next month, this month's finance charge, we add with several numbers. We start with starting balance, last month balance 645. Then we must add finance charge from the previous month. It is determined from the last month balance 645 times R over 12. R is annual interest rate in decimal form. 8.15 divided by 12. So, and this is approximately 8.0625. It's exact. Let us just keep more digits. We'll round it later. So we add 8.0625. Then, what other transactions we have? Last payment. Payment, you pay onto your credit card account. Your debt, so to say, will be reduced by this payment. You subtract 50. Purchases, you add to your debt. On the account, you add 740. And returns, you return something, so your debt is less, so you subtract 482. This is your new balance on your credit card account. And this new balance at the end of the month, you multiply by the same factor, 0.15 divided by 12, R over T. The time is 1 month. So our interest finance charges always PRT. This time P is represented by this balance. RT is represented by R times 112. So, and this finance charge, so last month, this month will be approximately 10.763. We must round to 2 decimal places, so 3 will be rounded down, so it is approximately 10.76. $10.76. Serafina is making monthly payment into an annuity. So we deal with annuity. She wants to have 400 in the fund to buy a new convention range in 3 months. So future value will be 400. The amount at the end of the series of the payment, it is equal to regular payment multiplied by 1 plus R over M raised to the power MT minus 1 divided by R over M. This is the annuity. So in the annuity formula, we have time in years, so that this this product MT represents the time, the total number of paying periods or total number of months. So we have here only 3 months, so the exponent here will be 3. So R over M is annual interest in decimal form. So in decimal form, it means that the decimal point goes 2 decimal places to the left. So it will be 0.048 divided by 12. The payments are monthly, so 12, M equal 12. So this time we have again the situation that this is an exact number, 0.004. When you have an approximation, be careful to take more digits here, especially it is important since this number, it occurs in denominator. So let us substitute R times 1 plus 0.004, 0.004 raised to the power 3 minus 1 divided by 0.004. We got the equation 400 equals R, multiply this, it will be approximately 3.012016. So I take more digit for intermediate answers. To get R, we divide by this number. So R equals 400 divided by 3.012016, approximately equal to 132.8014. And here another interesting moment. So since we solve for regular payment, we always round up. So actually this number, if you want to round it, you will round to 0. So we want 2 decimal places. 1 is rounded to 0, down to 0. But in this kind of problems, we always round up. So this will be round to approximately 132.81. Since when you pay many months after another with a little bit less than the exact payment, after years you will get less amount on the conto than you want. So you prefer to have more than less. So we always round up. Next problem, apportionment. The Civic Art Guild is having a show. There is room for 33 booths. The guild has 91 painters, 43 sculptors, and 57 weavers. So painters, there are 91, sculptors 43, weavers 57. So all together, let us add them together. There are 191 persons. So use Hamilton method to apportion the votes to each of 3 groups. And we have 33 votes. We want to apportion 33. So there are 2 methods to use Hamilton method. So first, without standard divisor, let us first use this for this problem. So in this method, we divide by the total, 91 over 191, and multiply by number of representatives, this time by number of goods. We get a number 1572. So I take 2 numbers after 2 decimal places. We usually don't need more. So for the second group, 43 divided by 191 times 33, it is approximately 743. And here 57 divided by 191 times 33, and this is 985. So then we apportion the integer part, 15, 7, and 9. Let us add them together. What is the sum? The sum is 31. 31. Both is already apportioned. The rest is 2. So, and we have to apportion this 2 according to the largest fractional part. So the largest fractional part is 85. We add 1 to weavers, but we have 2 to apportion. So the second largest part is 72. We apportion 1 to painters. So by this method, you never have a situation that you have to apportion the second one to the same group. You always have less extras than the number of groups. So there are 1, 2, or 3 depending on group, but always less. So we have 3 groups, so the maximum number of extras is 2. So now we have 16 painters, 7 to sculptors, and 10 to viewers. Let us use another method. It's also Hamilton apportionment method, but with standard divisor for the second problem. The population of state A in 1000 is 4781, state B 2979, and state C 4522. The total population is 12,282. So let us find the standard divisor for this apportionment. Standard divisor, we divide 12,282 by the number of representative, apportion 17th representative. So standard divisor is 722.47. So 5 numbers, significant digit must be enough for calculations. So do not round too short. Since if you take, well, 720 for this, you can get wrong fractional parts, so your portion will be not correct. So with standard divisor, the next step is divide by this standard divisor. So 4781 divided by 722.47, and we get the number 662 for state A. So we divide 2979 by standard divisor, and we get 4 and 12 and 626 for the state C. And then we make this, we follow the same procedure as in the previous problem. First, we assign integer part 4, 6, 4, and 6. Find the sum. 6 plus 4 plus 6 is 16. We apportion 17, so we have one extra representative, and this extra goes to the state with the largest fractional part. 62 is greater than 12 and 26, so this state becomes one more. So the apportionment is 7, 4, 6. State A has a population 21,775 and has 13 representatives. State B has 18,600 and has 12 representatives. Which state is more poorly represented? So we have to find constituency for each state. For state A, constituency is 21,775 divided by number of representatives, and it is 1675. For state B, average constituency is 18,600 divided by 12, and this is 15 and 50. So state A has more people represented by one representative, so state A is more poorly represented. More poorly represented. Well, we want to find also unfairness. There is absolute unfairness, just the difference of these two numbers, 1675 minus 1550, 125, and relative unfairness, 1675 minus 1550 divided by smallest constituency, 1550. So approximately 0.08. We come to the next chapter, voting. University administration has asked a group of student leaders to vote on aspects of college life to touch it for improvement over the next years. The choices were housing, library, theater, fitness center. The votes are summarized in the preference table, and we will use border count method to find the leader. We count votes for each group: housing, library, theater, and fitness, giving them weights. So for the first place we give 4 points, for the second 3 points, then 2 points, then 1 point. So we have 6 groups of ballots, 12. For example, this first column represents 12 ballots with the same distribution, so first place for theater and so on. So let us count. We start with housing with letter H here. We count the first places, 20 plus 4, 24 first places. We multiply this number by 4 points. Then count second places for H. 2 second places, 2 times 3. Then third line, 12 plus 25, 37 plus 37 times 2, and the last line, 11 plus 11. Adding them together, we get 187 points. Library. L has 25 first places, 25 times 4 plus 12 plus 4 plus 11, 12 plus 15, 27 times 3 points. Next line, L is present on the same last series of ballots, 2 ballots with 2 points, 2 times 2, and the last line, 20 ballots with 1 point, plus 20. Altogether, 205 points. Theater. First places, 12 plus 11, 23, 23 times 4. Second places, 25, 25 times 3. Third places, 20, 20 times 2, and last line, 4 plus 2, 6. Altogether, 213 points. And fitness center, 2 ballots with 4 points, 2 times 4, plus 20 ballots with the second place, 20 times 3, plus 4 and 11, 15, 15, third place, 15 times 2 points, and 12 plus 25, 37 times 1. Altogether 135 points. And now we can tell the leader. The leader is theater. with 213 points, you can see that if you would consider only the first places, so here we have only the first places, then the leader would be library with 25 first places. By plurality method, we would get another leader than by board account method. Weighted voting system. So we have this representation. The first is the voter A, the voter B, C, and D. The quota is given by the first number, is 13. We have 4 voters. The weights are 12, 4, 6, and 4. And if anybody has a veto power means that without this voter, no resolution can be taken. So A has the most votes. So first, it cannot take any resolution by itself. Second, B, C, and D together have 14 votes, so they can take resolution even without A. So there is nobody with veto power. Let us talk about critical voters and winning coalitions. In the next voting system, we have quota 16. We want to find winning coalitions. So if you want to list all the coalitions, we start with A, B, C, and D, with coalitions having only one member, but they all are not winning coalitions. Then the coalitions with 2 members. So, and here we have only one that is just interesting for us, only the coalition C and D. So let us A, B, C, D. Only CD has enough votes, 16, to pass any resolution, so is a winning coalition. Then for 3 members coalitions, it is easy to forget somebody, so that's why we first list all possible 3-member coalition. There must be four voters. So A, B, C, A, C, D, A, B, D. So 3 coalitions with A and 1 more without A. B, C, D. And then we have the coalition A, B, C, D containing all 4 members. So now let us check who from these 4-member coalitions is winning coalition. So A, B, C altogether have 11 votes. No, it's less than 16. A, C, D is 17, is good. A, B, D is 13. No, it's less than 16. B, C, D is 19, is winning. And A, B, C, D is also a winning coalition with 20 votes. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 winning coalitions. And in all these 4 coalitions, C and D are critical voters, and A, B, or B are not critical. So another example with critical voters. So in this problem, we are given the winning coalitions CD, ACD, BCD, and ABCD. Let us find the critical voters. So CD, A, B, C, and D. C and D have 14. The weight is 14, and both C and D are critical for this coalition. A, C, D. So 14 plus 16. Also C and D are critical. A is not critical. B, C, D, the same story. these two together make 14 plus 3 is 17. CDs are critical as well. So, and in this coalition, in 4-member coalitions, so 14 plus 5, 19 together. So if A and B are not critical, so let us check if C or D are critical. If D leaves the coalition, we will have 9 plus 2, 11 votes. So D is definitely critical. If C leaves the coalition, 19 minus 6 will be 30 and will also less than 14. So both C and D are critical for these last coalitions. So for all 4 coalitions, C and D are critical voters.